All right, welcome to Kaidos Plays. My name is Kaidos, or John, and with me today again is Kyle.
Hi, I'm Brian Comacord. How you guys doing?
And today we're going to be watching the last movie in the Back to the Future series. So get ready for the
Worst one.
Yeah. You know,
Easily.
I used to hate it myself, but then, I watched it and over time as I've grown up, and I've come to appreciate it, but it's still...
No, I don't hate it.
It's still not the worst.
It's still one of my favorite movies. It's just objectively the worst film in the franchise.
Yeah, it's still not the worst movie, but it's the worst of Back to the Future.
At least it's not the cartoon.
But it's cowboy themed. What can you expect?
Yeehaw!
All right. Okay, so the instructions for this audio commentary is you're going to hear me count to 3. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and then pause. And then right after I say pause, you're going to pause this audio track. Then you're going to put in your movie, whether it's Blu-ray, DVD, doesn't matter. As long as it's not some kind of special edition that has extra scenes or the TV version with commercials.
Or the 150th anniversary version where there's even more Universal logos.
Yeah, so and several more years from now, if there's extra scenes, I don't know. Anyway, you are going to play your movie, and it's going to show a medley of Universal logos and introductions. And the last one you're going to see, 75th anniversary, Universal and MCA Company, and then it will fade to black. As soon as that fades to black, unpause this audio commentary. So, we're going to run it down again. I'm going to count to 3. Pause after I say pause. After 75th Universal and MCA Company, unpause. Ready? 1, 2, 3, pause.
And we're back. And the movie shall begin.
Yep. Steven Spielberg presents
Jurassic Park. Just confuse people about what's playing.
Not quite.
Should we do that? Should we talk about other movie scenes during the commentary?
No, we shouldn't.
Jeff Goldblum.
Hey, I've seen this before.
This is familiar. There's a lot of sweat. This is actually from the first movie.
Yeah. Are we sure we're watching the third one?
I'm not sure what you played. I hope it's the third one. Because then you had to do all that intro stuff again.
Yeah.
I think this is how it goes because it's all connected.
Yeah, they show this same exact scene at the end of 2, and then Marty comes in and freaks out Dr. Brown. And because this is a continuation of that, they gotta rehash it again.
And then every now and then they throw in a shot of Crispin Glover and they get sued. Movie jokes.
Yeah. Oh, the story behind that is they weren't paying Crispin Glover because he was Crispin Glover.
So it's a really good story, but he wanted a lot of money to come and be in the second movie, and they didn't want to pay him a lot of money, so they reused his shots, and he sued them and won, and it's changed Screen Actors Guild awards rules a lot.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is.
Doc,
especially
we're gonna act this out a second time.
You're even more sweaty than earlier. Bye. Just gonna dip out.
Yep. Oh, good. I did play the right one.
That'd be a weird way to start the second movie.
Yeah.
They filmed this back to back with the last one.
We're going to watch the third one and then confuse everybody.
They actually filmed this movie like back to back with the second one.
Yeah, I appreciate the way they did that.
I think they wanted to avoid more weird problems.
And that was the interesting thing about, like, it was a special surprise when you watch this movie in the theaters. I never saw it in the theaters, but because they were filming it together. When this one came out in theaters, at the very end they already show a trailer for the third one.
You mean the last one?
The what?
When the last one came out. We're watching the third one now.
No, I mean when the second one came out.
Yeah,
in
but you
theaters.
said when this one came out.
Sorry, when. You know what I mean?
Time travel.
Yeah.
You just watched the second one.
When the second one came out, the trailer at the end of the movie for the third one is already playing.
I actually have seen it in theaters.
It was probably a re-showing.
It had the trailer, even
not
though
the original.
We saw all three of them back to back, and the second one had the trailer, even though I was about to watch the third one.
Yep.
Just like pretty much every time I've ever seen the second one and third one back to back, every DVD release also has the trailer for no reason, because they always come in a box set. I don't think you can buy one individually.
It's because that's the way it was theatrically. So.
Yeah. It's a good little trailer. I've seen it almost as many times as I've seen the third movie. Probably more. This is a good scene to me. I always remember this scene.
Oh, the sleeping scene?
Just them being in his house and, like, it's raining. I did a video that kind of mimicked these movies, and it was raining because of that.
I do like how the what's about to happen kind of mirrors what happens in the first movie. Doc doesn't want to hear him, so he runs into another room and doesn't open up until he gets an explanation.
Oh, like when they first meet and he...
Yeah.
With the whole helmet thing.
How would you not have noticed that you kicked another person's feet?
Actually, why did the TV come on?
Well, back in the old days, before our time...
Way before.
You could be watching TV and the broadcast stops. So
okay.
The TV just goes to snow.
So it just had the TV on and nothing was playing.
Right. And then all of a sudden, broadcast.
It was Howdy Doody time and the TV came on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's way before our time. Back when phone numbers weren't numbers. They were letters and words.
Or they were like 4 numbers.
Klondike 5, 9, 12. Probably not a real phone number. Don't try and call it. Oh, this part. the organ. Oh no! It's not confusing at all. Just pay attention. For a moment, there were like 3 or 4 DeLoreans here in the same place and time. It's fine.
I mean, how can the one thing I appreciate about all these movies is that it's hard to it's hard to like not keep track of what's the word?
Hard to not keep track of what?
It's hard. Like it's hard to say. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. It's hard to say that when there's so many things that are introduced that keep it on track.
Yeah, I'd say in particular this movie is probably the most confusing because you open it in a place of like, oh my goodness, but like it was more confusing as a kid. It's way more. Yeah. It's easier to understand now. Because, like, it's hard for me not to exactly understand every aspect of this movie because I've watched it way too many times. Even this one. And this is like the first time we've seen his house in the movies. Because
No.
they're always like in his garage or workshop or shed.
Oh, that is his garage. It's the same. It's the same room
I don't think it is.
because he's got that. He's got the same posts where he picked up same garbage pail with the burning
It's burnt,
car.
yeah.
Got the same town model in the background there.
This room always seems different than. I guess they're shooting it in a different way. Because it's like
They
never saw that back part with the fridge in the in the first movie.
they moved the garage to the garage from the house
Oh, okay.
because that's not his living room.
So he has two identical TV sets?
Maybe.
I never remember seeing a fridge in the first movie. It's a weird thing to notice, but I run out of things to notice after a while. That fridge wasn't there before. I write such a touching letter. Oh, he basically said the same thing.
Yeah. I mean Einstein.
It's like I know what he's going to say before he says it.
Well, having watched the movie several times.
I like to chalk it up to time travel. That makes more sense.
Map to Time Machine.
They should make a map. Call it Map to the Time Machine. With the number 2 in there. I don't know.
I mean, he made a full-size model of not a full-size model, but a model of the town. He overdoes everything he makes.
He does. I guess, okay, it's a pickaxe. I was like, why is he using a walking cane? He doesn't need one. He's like 40 years old in this movie. In this part of the movie. He looks a bit older. A tiny bit.
ELB.
Elb. Short for elbow. You must put your elbow here, Marty. Look at this arrow. Elb. You know, in the course of about a week, Marty does a lot of different things.
And then he goes back to the same day.
Yeah.
And can't tell anyone.
Forever. And then a bunch of other stuff might happen to Marty, or maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Because there's like a whole cartoon and a game, and they're maybe canon, maybe not.
Yep.
Love that. Why do they keep doing that joke? That magnifying glass joke. He would have loved the real 2015.
Because as much as flying DeLoreans and other cars, as much as that stuff is all cool, all the other stuff isn't as cool.
There was no Jaws 19. I think probably what confused me the most about this movie as a kid was he takes a DeLorean to the past where the DeLorean is. but it's not really that confusing because Doc's already buried one, and then they work on the other one.
Yeah.
But if they were smart,
What was this whole thing about not knowing too much about your future?
yeah, something like that. You don't want to see your own gravestone or anything. Because no one else could ever be named that. I guess it helps that that they know he's already there.
So, even though Marty hasn't really moved. Oh, wait. I was misremembering. I thought he was telling him to get up, even though he didn't move, but then he moved.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could look up myself in the archives of the newspaper.
See if you're a time traveler.
No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't look at my own.
Don't look into the past. You might learn too much about your own future.
Yeah.
Time traveler's weird. It doesn't always happen in the right order. Another good thing about these movies, they don't have any like paradoxes. Because I like time travel. Been watching a lot of Doctor Who. They do paradoxes all the time. Cyclical paradoxes, like paradoxes that feed themselves forever. That only happen because they happen. And I hate that. Like the Bill and Ted thing. Where they find the key because they left their key for themselves in the future. I hate that.
That gets a little too much.
I don't like that.
I need to remember this key. Okay, I remember it. Now it's under this.
I need to find the time machine. Oh, look, there it is. I put it right there. If they were smart, what they would do is
there. Now my pinball machine is complete.
In a few moments, when Marty messes up this DeLorean, if they were smart, what they would have done is replaced the DeLorean, the one that Doc had already buried, with the new broken one. And they'd have a better working one. And then they could leave themselves a note in the DeLorean. Of course, that would create some kind of problem, like I was just talking about.
This part, I mean, we have historians that should know better about bright pink clothing or cowboy
like
clothing.
Perhaps Doc, who's a scientist.
Yeah.
And just a learned man in general. Should perhaps know that no cowboy ever wore that.
Especially like little atoms on the shoulder things.
And really no person ever should wear that. It's never been fashionable. I can't believe it even exists. It doesn't look very 50s.
Oh no, it looks 50s. It's just not. It's just not accurate to our
pink
history.
and lavender cowboy was walking around in the 50s.
Yeah.
Gotta bring the cows home for the night.
Gotta wear maroon pants.
Gotta take the tractor out for a spin.
Oh, we didn't have tractors.
In the 50s?
Oh no, not. We didn't have them in the 50s.
You didn't have tractors at all. When have you ever had a tractor?
I thought you were still talking about the 1885.
No. I'm saying in the 50s. I'm just trying to imagine someone in the 50s wearing that, doing actual like farm hand work. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
They'd wear something more.
Now the hat's not far off.
Still love Doc's shirts though. He's like, I'm gonna take this kid and make him time travel to the past. I'm gonna wear a cactus shirt. And the future. You'll both see each other again at different times. Do you think that Doc was more likely to read the letter now from the first movie because of this interaction? Or do you think, like, I guess this interaction didn't happen, Or maybe it did, and Doc never told Marty about it. No, I guess that would imply that everything that happens to past Doc always happened to him, which I guess could be true.
I think you're reading too much into it. Let's let the movie speak for
That's
itself.
when time travel gets problematic. The Indians aren't going to be there, John.
Yeah, they. Oh wait.
Oh,
we were wrong.
I'm sure someone on IMDb has picked out all the factual inaccuracies about these Indians. I'm sure there's something off about them.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm not saying that it looks immediately off or anything, but that's just how the internet is. In fact, this is a movie about time travel in the Old West. I'm sure there's 100 million factual inaccuracies.
Yeah.
How much?
Maybe the interaction that they had, like the reaction, not the interaction, but the reaction of seeing this weird thing come out of nowhere.
And also, none of them saw that. What was that?
But instead of continuing to go the route that they were going, don't you think they would have been like, "Whoa, stop! This is some kind of sorcery," or not that they thought of sorcery, but like magic.
Isn't that what sorcery is?
Yeah.
So you?
I don't know what Indians thought.
You're telling me that if you saw an alien spaceship, you wouldn't try to kill the alien immediately?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, apparently that's how
turn
everyone
around
in
and
Hill
go
Valley.
the other way.
Apparently, that's how everyone in Hill Valley immediately reacts, including Peabody.
Yeah, Mr. Peabody. Quick, shoot it! It's already turned into human form.
Everyone hates a metal car in the past. Why they didn't have them. That's why they didn't have DeLoreans in the Old West, because they didn't like them.
Why the one random arrow?
I think it got stuck somewhere it would have actually stuck. Like,
yeah.
The other ones just bounced off because you can't really stab a DeLorean with it like an arrowhead. You ever tried to jam a rock into your car?
Wait for it. Plot point.
Oh, that's gross. It's peeing on the ground. And remind me never to buy a car in the future. It can urinate. His car got instantly dirty, though, by the way. He's been in the past for like 1 second, covered in dust.
There are no paved roads.
Where they're at, they don't need roads. Because they don't have any kind of infrastructure yet.
It can't fly, remember that?
Yeah.
It can't fly anymore.
Oh, because it broke the flying circuits when the doctor landed there?
I believe so.
I don't think the flying would have made the Indians any happier.
They explained it in the letter.
Yeah, I wasn't listening this time. I never really questioned that part. You can't really go flying around the Old West. It'd be way more suspicious, even than just a car.
Oh, hey, this old bit. Mom,
love this scene in all three
movies. Is that
movies.
you? No, and you'll realize it in 1 minute.
It's my favorite scene from every single movie. Like it's not, but that is a masterfully done quilt, though.
And why are you speaking with a Scottish accent?
That looks like they bought it at like Craft and Barrel or something, like that blanket. Did you see it?
I'm sorry, what?
He was wearing a blanket and it looked like it had been produced in a store.
Huh.
Which is insane. He looks like a science cowboy. Like some kind of lame superhero from the 80s. I'm the cowboy of science.
He's like
beakers.
he's
Yeehaw!
like if Mr. Wizard had a had a cowboy themed episode.
Outfit.
Oh, good. I have pants on. Thanks. This time.
Because he didn't the other times. Or at least the first time. What was that about anyway?
I never noticed.
You hit your head, so I'm going to take off your pants.
I honestly never noticed it until this time that he actually checks to see if he has pants on.
Did he have pants on in Biff's world?
I think so.
It doesn't make any sense.
But, I mean,
to not
with his track record of like waking up in a random bed and yeah, he's going to check that time.
Man, Michael J. Fox as a sort of Scottish guy looks like, I don't know, like Ian McGregor or something.
What is with that knife work that he's doing? He's like got it, like he's ready to stab.
They were a lot hungrier back then. They ate it very fast. It's like growing up in a large family, right? Like you got to keep it to yourself. Can't let anyone get at it. Seamus McFly is a really nice character. Like, he's probably one of the most pleasant people in this universe. It was very ladylike of her to rub her hands off on her skirt.
I think she was wearing a whole apron.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I'm in trouble. Yep. The old phantom camera person walking in front of it trick.
Makes filmmaking easier.
So I think we covered it in the past to get two different people on screen at the same time. They had to invent new camera.
Yeah, I think I even told the whole California earthquake Back to the Future 2 set story. Because I know too much stuff.
But in order to hand stuff to other people, they had to do tricks like throwing a book rather than handing the book.
Oh my goodness, it's leaking! Is that oil?
Everything's leaking on me today.
Since when do babies act like cars and cars act like babies? Learn how to walk, dude.
All right.
He's such a dork.
He just looks so awkward.
He's like so. It's like no one would ever advise him to wear that except Doc Brown. Who in a minute's like, why are you wearing that?
Hill Valley.
Why did they get the sign printed? If like a sign printers?
Now they have to paint them.
That is some good painting. How did they paint a whole picture?
Honest
on the sign?
Joe Statler.
Wasn't he Statler Toyota? Like his, isn't that what it eventually comes down
to? I think they mention all the like the big truck is in the first movie.
Everything in Hill Valley is a family-owned business that travels down for millennia. Like, although the Strickland family kind of went downhill, he was like the sheriff and became the principal, which is not at all the equivalent of a sheriff in modern day.
A. Jones still doing manure.
I've honestly never noticed who produced the manure.
We'll have another manure joke later on today.
It's the best one. It might honestly be the best manure joke of the series because it's like green. Ah, love that. The same music cues but done differently.
Yeah, with harmonica.
Yeah. Stinky Lomax. Who are these people? Oh, and Wells Fargo was in town. I don't know if you noticed.
Yep.
I think that was their buggy too. I didn't really get a chance to read it, but
Well, that stinks.
2 manure jokes. That's not really manure though. That's just fresh. Just scrape that up and put it in the manure bucket. We'll need it later. I want a set of doors like that for my apartment. Just come in through the saloon doors
Into your kitchen.
into the kitchen. Yeah. Some kind of science cowboy.
I love that guy's voice. I really wish I could do that voice.
He just miss. I feel like
Probably on purpose.
I feel like that's what it's like at my work. Everyone dips, and it's so gross. They're all like me. They're like 20-something guys, and they're just dipping all the time.
Oh, water.
I like how that went. He was like trying to be more like conservative about his drink choices because he's like, oh, I'm in the past and I've messed this up before. So he's like, oh, I'll just have an ice water. Like, ice? I don't have ice. Water? We're not giving you water.
I mean, in the future, it was at least a decent choice because he's like, I just wanted a Pepsi, and he got a Pepsi.
Well, yeah,
So it was not anything special.
I would have liked it if in like 2015 Pepsi went out of business. Nope. Can't have a Pepsi. Science Cowboy McFly. Here to lasso up some beaker bottles. Oh, did he put his Nikes back on?
Yeah, he did. Because he lost the.
Oh, he was. He
Cowboy
had
boots.
them. He never put them on, and he was just running along.
He threw them at the bear.
Oh yeah, that's a great defense against bears.
Actually, he didn't throw them at the bear. He just dropped them for the bear to eat as a distraction or something.
Bears love shoes.
Yeah. What harsh words were those?
Egg sucking. I'm gonna use that
What kind
to
of
insult
family
people.
friendly words are these?
I like how he's singing Michael
I
Jackson.
mean, it's a PG movie, by the way.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, you're a piece of egg sucking gutter trash.
And disgusting.
He tries to clean it off, but it just strings out.
Do you need a napkin?
Napkin? What's a napkin? Billie Jean, it's not my love. Like he's just gonna be singing the whole time. Was that a nun?
No, they just wore bonnets.
Has he got a limp? It looks like he's running like one side stronger than the other. It's like one of those metal slides when you're a kid. Just like it burns you on the way down.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna wake up with some really bad carpet burn tomorrow.
It's crazy how I know it's this is really, some extra stuff from Back to the Future 1. But Michael J. Fox had to go through some crazy stuff in the first one with sleep.
Yeah.
He was like super sleep deprived because he was still doing Family Ties at the same time, and he could only shoot day scenes like on the weekends.
Oh man, you know it. Like he's just singing Michael Jackson while he's choking on the.
So I can only imagine what he had to do for 2 and 3.
No, it was like 5 years later.
Yeah.
I think Family Ties was done. I don't know what else he was doing.
But I bring that up because if he was limping, he might have had like some kind of injury.
Yeah.
And he decided.
I don't remember if they used him for these.
to do the scene anyway.
I don't remember if they used him for these shots anyway, them dragging him. I like to think not, but I feel like I heard a story where he almost died doing this. Wouldn't it be great to buy the horse for $75?
I wish I could.
I probably wouldn't because I don't know what to do with a horse, but it's cheap. I mean,
it's a cheap horse.
I'd expect it to be dead if it was $75. I don't know if you could buy a dead horse for that cheap.
It's worth more than that. It's probably worth more than that. You can. I don't know. I think people still do stuff with horse meat. I know it sounds that's disgusting, but
I'm gonna talk about
maybe
this is the horse meat episode. I'm talking about horse meat. Make some glue. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't really have that much money, but I think if someone offered me a horse for $75, I'd figure out where to put it. Like, and it's really cheap for a horse. They're like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
They're a really useful animal.
Well, inflation.
Yeah, there's been a lot. A cell phone was way cheaper in the in the 1800s. All my girlfriends are in the future. Surprisingly, none of my girlfriends got trapped in the past like me. You know, I know it's hot, but he's gone to a lot of effort for some ice.
Yeah. So I thought of something the other day about this he calls it a refrigerator later on. And
does that mean there's more stuff than just an ice maker in it?
But Marty calls it a refrigerator.
That's weird.
Not just an ice maker, a refrigerator.
It's a very weird choice of words because it only, as far as I know, it only produces ice. It doesn't actually refrigerate anything.
Actually, it also doubles as a everlasting gobstopper maker.
It's very Wonka. It's actually only like 1/10 of the machine is actually an ice maker. The rest is just a ridiculous Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah, all the whatchamahoozits and whatchamahousits.
Who's a whatsits?
Yeah. I mean, you see that little accordion thing like pumping.
That's the ice alert
that's
system.
That's a whatchamacallit.
Help! It's frozen and it
wakes
needs
up
to get
all
out.
my neighbors. They
what,
know when I
2 or 3 pieces of ice. One piece of ice. Yeah, that is. Can't wait until he shrinks that down to a more reasonable size, consumer level refrigerator.
What I don't get is where did he get all this stuff? And he's only been here for like 5 days?
No, he's been here for months.
Oh, he has? Okay.
Marty transported himself to a time. I think he was there for 6 months before he died. So Marty transported himself like a week ahead of time.
Gotcha.
Have time to save him. And they still barely have enough time. Great shot. They should film more movies side by side like that.
I was just thinking, could you turn around and talk to me? Please?
Okay, if you know that fact, then why do you have us doing this? They're like trying it out, and he's like, "Oh, even the fastest horse in the world can only run 40 miles an hour. Why are we out here?"
I mean, a man of science should
have known that was gonna not work.
Yeah, would have known that. Yeah,
looks like an octopus.
I should have known that alcohol does not equal fossil fuel.
Just give me a month. We can simply give Biff $80. I'd like to see them have horses push it.
Yeah.
They're like, the horses are even slower this way. Mm.
Which is pretty much impossible.
I mean, no one's measured it. No one's like, hey, I just came back from hell and it's real hot. It's like 400 centigrade in there.
Nah, that's nothing compared to it. They're holding their hand out.
The train's not hot
enough. No, you gotta throw in more coal.
That was a little bit hotter than this. Why does Marty keep forgetting this? This is like the 12th time Marty's forgotten that. And here they're altering the timeline dramatically.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, because building a giant science factory in the middle of town isn't altering the timeline dramatically or anything. Crashing a train off of a ravine isn't altering the timeline. But this is a real problem.
Doesn't she say later that the horses get spooked by a horse? I mean, no, sorry. That sounded bad. Horses get spooked by themselves. That the horses...
Who are you? No! No, snake, yeah.
Yeah, the horses freak each other out. No, the horses get spooked by snakes. A snake.
And there's all of her textbooks.
Oh, what is she gonna do? How is she gonna teach for the next year?
Probably memory. I'm not sure she had any actual textbooks anyway. Hey, go to page 15 and fill out this work page. I feel like that's a newer thing. You know, they had a ravine named after you in my time. Good ravine. So
okay, so this, yeah, we may be saying the same thing.
Yeah, I've got a question.
If he falls in love with this woman, and he dies, he gets killed 3 days later, and it goes on the gravestone.
Yeah,
and the truth is, he would have not been where he was if Marty wasn't there.
So you are asking the same question. You're saying, why is he there in the timeline where he falls in love with Clara and Marty's not there?
Right.
In the timeline where he dies.
Well, what I'm saying is Dr. Brown would not be where he would have been to save Clara and fall in love with her. She would have already been dead.
I was just thinking the same thing, but I'm thinking perhaps maybe she had met him in town.
But she would have already been dead. Maybe.
I'm saying maybe she didn't go. I don't know what she was doing out there, or if she was on her way to town or what.
I see.
I'm saying maybe she was introduced to him by the mayor or whatever, and met him, and that derailed her plans. Or maybe they just didn't think of that.
So maybe they met earlier before,
and it caused her not to have that incident. But because him and Marty were out and about, he wasn't in town, and so she almost died anyway. Like she did in the prime timeline. It's a nice house, actually. It's not that bad. Got a little wind thing.
What does that thing do, anyway?
Is it called like a weather vane? I don't know. I guess it just spins. Yeah, they act like they don't have like enough time or energy or money for whimsy in the past, but then they have like stupid wind things that just sort of spin. You weren't so worried about it in the other timeline. Why didn't he wear that in the first place? Like, I'm still caught up on this science outfit. It's not even on the screen.
He didn't wear that in the first place because the 50s Doc Brown did not know any better.
Apparently. He learned a lot about the past in 30 years. I mean, that makes sense, I guess, but...
That never gets old. Sorry, I couldn't take long on this model.
What does he mean it's not to scale? Does he mean it's not actual size?
Yeah, it's...
Sorry, here, I've leveled this town so we can set up this science experiment. Look, the train needs to go here. It's kind of hard to tell, Doc. It's like, it's the size of the real piece of land.
This is real crude. I put it on a table rather than real ground.
I didn't build a model train the size of an actual train. Because no one would do that. It's lunacy. You want to know something, though? This seems almost more realistic than the plot of the first movie. They literally had to catch lightning at the exact right microsecond. And right now, they just have to get up to a certain speed. Ah,
At least this time, nothing caught fire.
like the whole garage.
No, just a garbage can, really. With oily rags.
Yeah. Yeah, because nothing else in here is weird or notable.
He made everything else out of common materials for the time.
I know, but he's also built, like, why did he build a not to scale model of the ravine and stuff? Like, you would wonder, what experiment is this for? Why have you done this?
Right.
I'm doing some pro bono telescope repair now.
What? Listen to this.
Yeah, that's called the focus ring, you idiot. Do you know how a telescope works? Have you ever used one?
But did you hear what he said? If you turn it, she goes, if you turn it the other way, he goes, everything becomes clear.
Yeah.
It's like, isn't that the way it works? So what's
That's
wrong
how
with
cameras and other
What is
equipment
wrong
works.
with it? You turn it one way, it's fuzzy. If you turn it the other way, it's clear.
How about like
Is it
a more realistic problem? Like it's bent.
is it broken or is it not broken?
Oh yeah, you just need to clean the focus ring. Just turn it to where it's clear and then use it then. You're stupid. You have the dumbest problems. Bye.
Why am I holding this like this?
That could probably be a meme. You could probably make that into a meme. My face when a girl doesn't understand how a telescope works.
It is currently 8:00.
It's 5:30. Wow. I really threw all the town's money into this party.
Yeah.
Fireworks? Who is inventing fireworks? It's so over the top. Yeah. I'm sure the JVC ran out of batteries in 1955. But I'm gonna get it framed anyway.
And I'll bring it to you later.
That's pretty much how I look, like ZZ Top.
Darts.
You gotta feature all those popular bands. Like Huey Lewis and the News and ZZ Top.
The second one didn't have anybody notable, did they?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. No, sorry, I can't play that game. It's a baby's toy.
Or so I'm told by a futuristic kid.
Yeah. Some
Elijah
Hobbit
Wood.
or elf or something told me about it. Look at this expensive clothes. I spent $3 on it. You look very stupid. I fixed your telescope. It's not broken. Took me 1 minute to fix it.
All I did was clean it a little bit.
I actually added another telescope on there. It's a pair of binoculars now.
Now I can't get the sight of like two giant.
Giant binoculars.
Yep. Just really long binoculars.
I can see the moon. It's really big.
Now I could watch the moon with both eyes. I never understood why this guy is so awkward with like hand. No, use your left hand. He forces him to use his left hand, and of course you're gonna shoot weird.
He's probably trying to make him lose so he doesn't have to give him the gun. It's like a free gun if you win.
No, it's
Hey, don't point a gun at me, you idiot.
It's a free gun because he picks a fight with Biff. Or sorry, Mad Dog. And he's gonna reach up there with his right hand to switch. No, just trying to squeeze it.
Yeah, it doesn't. God, look at you, you're an idiot. You can't shoot with your non-dominant hand. What's wrong with you?
I love that joke.
I was playing Area 51. I don't think they have the deleted scene in here, but have you seen it?
Yes.
Where they shoot Strickland's granddad?
Something.
So,
and it was a little too dark, and that's why it was taken out.
Yeah, in the tone of a comedy movie? Yeah, for sure. Shooting a child's kid right in front, or shooting a kid's father right in front of him is pretty dark.
Yeah. I think it would have been his great grandfather, right?
Strickland's kind of old, so I think it's just his grandfather. I think sometimes it's even implied that it's his father, which is too much for me because he doesn't seem that old in the 80s. He'd be like 90. It's definitely like at least his granddad though. Because that guy's Strickland's age, and then he gets killed. And
all right, with all this animosity, have fun.
Because that's a guy that looks a little bit older than Strickland, or the same age, because it's the same actor.
Yeah.
And then that's his son, who I assume was a similar age when he had Strickland. But I don't think there's any way that boy is Strickland. Like, that's too much. Because this is obviously 100 years before the first movie. Mr. Acewood. I don't know what he means. What is it? It's right there.
Is it right in front of him?
I keep making the same jokes because they're so.
Like he's in Captain. He's like he's Captain Obvious.
I keep making the same jokes because they're like the obvious. That's a good way to get drinks. Just take them from people.
So during the festivity time, they have to check their firearms to get into the town. But any other time,
you can have a shootout in the middle of town.
In the middle of the saloon, and
including the doc shot a sniper rifle, and no one cared. It was like this weird gun. Sounds about right. I like how Biff made the timeline clear for everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Mad Dog Tannen.
Why did he call the woman a horse? I'm confused. Old slang is more confusing than new slang. Are they playing a nursery rhyme or something?
Well,
This is good old listening music.
what is that song? Something Valentine. Yeah, it's an old song, but here it would have been,
Modern. Hip.
modern.
It's a pop song.
Yeah.
Top 40. Love that. That's a great show.
You. I don't know.
Don't know what it means. What does he mean, lighten up? I'm not that heavy. Hurting my feelings.
Is he calling me fat?
Come on, Morty. Come on, Morty.
Come on, Eastwood.
Hey, Eastwood. I can't do the Scottish Lorraine, but I can do like a regular Lorraine really well. Oh, Marty. Marty, your father died in 1972.
That's still not the best.
I mean, what do you expect? I'm not an impressionist.
Yeah, everybody tell everybody our plans, okay?
Why doesn't he have the time to just beat him to death right now?
They must be the dumbest criminal. No, tomorrow we're going to rob the Pine City stage.
Jot it down on your calendar. I'm going to kill you Monday.
All right, somebody send a letter to the Pine City stage right now.
It'll get there by Tuesday. At the best. Letters take forever.
Oh, perfect timing, kid.
I'm a baby. I don't like murder. Wait, I'm just mocking a baby. Why am I doing that? Make fun of this crying baby. No guns for you, but I get all the guns.
If it's 15 days in the county jail, what I would have done.
Hey, they're gonna miss their Pine City stage robbery if they have to go to jail for 15 days.
Yeah, but they also miss murdering Doc Brown. So what I would have done is started brawling right there with Mad Dog Tannen.
All of us go to jail.
Yeah, if I was Marty,
then
I
they'll
would
just kill him on the next, like 2 Mondays from now.
Well, that would give Doc Brown more time to do whatever.
Fix that one. He'd spend the whole month fixing that one part.
Yeah, but he could refix the telescope again too.
It's not broken.
That's besides.
I added a third binoculars. Third telescope to your binoculars. If you had a third eye, you could see with it.
I'm just saying if he needed to alter the plan at all, perfect it, then he would have been able to do so. And it still would have altered Doc's future.
Just like tomorrow, you could just go to the sheriff and be like, "Hey, come with me to the Pine City stage real quick," and then, oh, they're arrested.
That too.
Since they already laid out their whole calendar for you. I like to think they're like really thoughtful criminals, and they just have this whole sketch pad full of plans and dates. Like Monday night, Sunday we're robbing the Pine City stage. Monday morning is breakfast.
I do my killing at 8.
Monday afternoon we're killing a man. Monday night we're having a party.
I do my killing at 9 after breakfast.
Gotta have some eggs with my murder. So what did Martin look like?
I'm pretty sure he would look exactly like Michael J. Fox.
I don't know. Probably.
Boy, that shot is off.
What, did they clip him?
Was she not looking directly at me?
Why would they film her in a different shot than him?
They filmed her with the
Seamus
character. So when she had to step in and act like she was talking to him, she was looking past him.
That seems unnecessary because they could just film her looking at him because she didn't need to interact with Seamus at all.
Right.
Whatever. Oh, I guess then because she was on the opposite side of the screen, so they would have had to do it that way.
There's a star.
Because if they filmed her with Michael J. Fox, Seamus couldn't have been in the middle of them, because it would have messed the shot up. I am Jules Verne. That would be a plot twist. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Did you fix my telescope? I guess they established that he did because it's in the shot.
3 times. Please stop asking.
You told me to come and fix this telescope every day. It's like you're flirting with me or something. I don't get it.
And every time, it's in focus when you put it in focus. Stop asking me to fix it.
In fact, it's in focus when you hand it to me. What are you doing? See, this Doc Brown is so extra. Right? He's living in the 1800s. He does not need a machine to make him eggs and toast every morning.
And bacon.
He could just do it. It was so much more work to set up that machine.
He's like so productive that he's too busy to make his breakfast, so he's gonna make
What's there
a
to
breakfast
do?
making machine.
He's gonna be fixing all these telescopes. He can't worry about making breakfast.
Oh wow.
GG.
Let's forget we saw that.
Forget it forever. Till the next time we watch this movie.
Because I always forget. I try to block that out of my mind.
It's not as bad as like some newer movies where they just go like the whole thing.
Stop showing it.
I like how they shoot it so they get just the curve. So there's no ignoring it.
I don't even want to talk about it.
No, Martin, that's a mirror. Michael, that's a mirror. What are you doing? I'd like to think that wasn't even going to be in the movie, that he just did that one day on set and they got it and put it in the film. I know that's not true, but I'd like for that to be the case.
I would love for them to make him do it and then not put it in the film. All right, Michael, we're going to...
There's too much butt in that show. We're going to cut it out.
We're going to put this...
No thanks, Lurch.
We're going to put this set of pajamas on you. And we're going to unbutton this one little part of the flap. Oh, that was good. That was good. Universal
Spelled
watches
cheap.
Universal watches it. Nah, we're not going to use that.
Didn't like how much butt was in the shot.
Hey.
Because they've never made one that said "Here Lies" before. It's the first one.
Exactly the same size.
Well, people die so much in the 1800s that they just go ahead and make them.
Yeah.
They make a stockpile of them. They build up like a backlog of gravestones. Like I said, people just die all the time, so we just go ahead and get that stuff ready. Don't want a lot of volume when I come in on a Monday. Just go ahead and get it done, out of the way. That's the other problem, right? What if Marty had just really shot him? Like, that would cause a huge issue. You can't just do that. I mean, Biff's a terrible person, and everyone in his family's been a terrible person since the dawn of time, evidently, but You can't just kill him. Be really bad.
Now I like how the theme for the second movie and this movie is all about being called a coward.
Yeah.
They didn't even do that in the first movie, but
they might as well have done because they did it so much and so often and so well that it's like it just feels like it's a part of all of them. You're a stupid old man who makes bad decisions every day. What's that refrigerator about? Why'd you do that? Surely you can't enjoy one piece of dirty ice. You'd be better off just drinking it warm.
It would have been better for him to make a filter.
A water filter so everyone can have drinkable water. No, I'm gonna make a breakfast machine.
He's too worried about breakfast to have clean water.
I'll eat it dry. Eggs, dry bacon, and toast. No water. Doc is hardcore about breakfast.
Okay, you've convinced me. I'll tell her. We better go chase it.
It just rolls forward. They must have picked the right exact place to put that. Because if it just rolled forward back up on there, what are they going to do?
She's not going to believe you.
Just kidnap her and bring her on. Come on. Get over it. I don't know. It's a pretty easy movie to understand. We've already been over this. Just put her in a sack. Doc, why are you wearing the Arby's hat? Do you have the meats, Doc? Why is your hat like that? Oh, I have emotion. Doc's got a perfectly good house, shed thing, and they're camping.
Well, the idea was to wake up and, you know.
But he forgot he left the breakfast machine on.
They're supposed to just wake up and you know, do their plan.
Someone's gonna go into his house like a month from now, and there's gonna be like 30 eggs made.
Dog food everywhere. No dog?
He killed a whole pig and just left it here. Ice machines, everybody. You can make a whole glass of ice. It's the first time anyone's ever had a glass of ice.
The day they find it is it's a glass full of dirty water and one piece of ice that just dropped in because it melted.
You're right. Ice doesn't stay forever outside. It'd be like one good egg on a pile of rotten, nasty eggs. It would smell so bad. I mean, they're cooked, but cooked eggs don't stay good forever. Never tried it. Any cooked egg I've ever seen has been eaten. You're a weirdo, man. You just met me. You're stupid. You don't even know what a focus ring is. You say you're smart and you like science, but you don't even know how a telescope works.
She's like, I get it. You don't want to fix my telescope anymore.
You think I'm crazy? I mean, seriously, if she asked me to fix a telescope that wasn't broken like that, I would probably think she's stupid and believes in time travel. I mean, come on, you're kind of stupid though. Also, is that really the most insulting and degrading thing that can happen to a woman in the 1800s? Let's be real. I mean, someone telling you that they're a time traveler is like the least insulting or degrading thing that could ever happen to you in the 1800s. Probably more degrading is everything that ever happened to a woman every day. Ever.
She'll find this.
Got her name on it. Also, that scene, we're making fun of it right now, but every time I've ever watched it, it's so intense. Like, I don't even like to watch it because it's so like weird and tense. Like the weird crying she does. Also, the fact that they've barely been together and it's like a huge deal. Kind of weird. That's funny in hindsight. That's a joke they put for people who've already seen it.
Yeah.
You can leave the bottle. It'd take him like 40 minutes of movie to drink this one glass, this one shot.
No, he doesn't take 40 minutes in movie. He takes
well, in like universe, he takes like all night, but in the movie, it takes like the next 10 or 20 minutes. Like for us. That bothers me as well. Why is someone doing that?
Yeah. I'm weird because I have barbed wire.
I just twirl this barbed wire all day long.
And I talk.
What's wrong with you? My life's great. Like, find something better to do.
Every chance I get to talk to a stranger about this barbed wire.
You could be doing stuff like building a breakfast machine, and like he did it in 1800s technology. This dude's just twirling barbed wire. He's like, it's old timey here. We have nothing to do. The part that bothers me is that there's even a gravestone at all. Right? Like, why not just say, hey, that's a gravestone that says Marty McFly, or whatever, Clint Eastwood. Why have a gravestone there at all if it doesn't have a name on it? No one would ever lay that in the ground. Here lies. With the date. There's no name. They just put it in the ground. Doesn't make sense.
That's not very fun.
Oh, wait, no, it was...
Run for exercise.
I thought there were more scenes in between that, but he's literally just there in two scenes, like night and then day.
Yeah.
He did drink the whole bottle, though. He just left that shot there, though. He's been holding the shot. The bottle is still there. Could you say it any louder? There's past people here.
Yeah, they might overhear.
These disgusting, smelly weirdos from the past. They twirl barbed wire for fun, but find running disturbing. Wow. That's so unrealistic. Marty's a teenager and he realizes that's a lightweight. Like,
Oh, wait. Coffee black as in there were other colors back then?
well,
Coffee,
they did
red.
They did have a dark brown coffee.
Maybe.
The water was pretty bad. Do you have a train that runs off of a ravine? I feel like that's my destiny for some reason. My density?
Tabasco?
Mountain Dew and vodka. Oh. It's so, like, visceral and bad. I'm not even that queasy as a person, but it just kind of makes me want to throw up a little bit. Where I come from, we got metal clothespins.
How is that going to hold anything?
He looks like a cartoon character from the 1920s. With the clothespin and the funnel in his mouth. Looks like a character from Cuphead. That water is dark gray. It's a good... Yeah, that doesn't make sense either. First of all, that one shot of whiskey could pass anyone immediately right out. And then that they would automatically have the reflex to jump into the nearest trough. It's super...
Well, I mean, he did put a whole bottle of Tabasco sauce.
But he's saying he's
drink.
Not even awake. He just did that automatically. His body did that.
Oh, that was just a reflex action. Like my density.
Why don't you come a bit closer? I can't move past this line on this brick wall. I can't stand too close to my ancestor or time will fall apart or it'll mess up the shot or something. I don't know. No. No, I'm not. I'm over by the car. A mile away.
Like he would know. Now go check the bank down the street.
I think I'm at the the stage. The Pine City stage.
Pine City stage.
Okay, just change your mind about what you're going to do because clearly it's the wrong thing. Make a different choice right now. Because right now the picture's saying you're going to die. Could you move it to a different day in your calendar? I'm feeling like today's not the day.
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather.
Rather down a day where I'm feeling better.
I thought we were doing this tomorrow.
Can we reschedule my shooting? I think you're a slimy piece of hogwash. I don't know. I'm trying to get into this new old-timey insulting thing. Where did that pirate come from? Arg!
The thing is, he's going to be going back to the future, and there's no way that anybody's going to be calling him Yellow Belly.
Yeah. For the rest of his days, these people that have already been dead for like 90 years.
Yeah, I think
we'll
I
be
could
calling
live
him
with that.
names.
I think I could live with it.
If you go out there, you'll be branded intelligent for the rest of the time. Because who would do this? It's a dumb idea. These people might as well be Klingons. They have so much honor. Go out there and die. You agreed to it. It's on his calendar. What's bad about slinging pies?
Pie slinger.
I love pie.
It's not the right kind of pie. It has to do with...
It's like a cow pie?
Yeah.
Because I could go for an apple pie right now. Like, I would do it. Throw a pie my way. The right... Not a cow pie, but...
Yeah. Yeah, the back door's in the back.
Cherry pie.
Actually, that's a side door because he just moves over to the side. Hey, there's in the side door. I thought we went out the back door.
I like how they did that because he didn't even look at that thing. So you don't even think about it really. Unless you're me.
That train just spun out.
It's like that car outside earlier. Look at my barbed wire! How's your barbed wire coming, Paul? What's the objective? When you get done with the barbed wire, what do? You do another one?
It's supposed to be a metaphor?
This barbed wire spins like the globe. Oh, what a twisted web it weaves. The story this barbed wire could tell. At 60, 59, 58. Ah, yes.
Do you have any barbed wire?
I'm in the market for some spun barbed wire. How much you charging? Could use it as a weapon. You like poke people's eyes out and stuff. Just swift barbed wire to the eye. It's gonna be a long walk. They've been on the train for 5 seconds. Mad Dog needs some Listerine or something. Reach for the sky.
There's a snake in my boot. I think we're watching the wrong movie.
Oh, darn. Toy Story. That's a good movie. We're making a fourth one. Seamus is like, I don't really want anybody to die, but please somebody do something. This is really boring to watch. Probably killed each other in the street because it was entertaining. Like, there's nothing else to do. There's no television. There's no howdy doody time. You just shoot each other. And then it's over and you go about your day. Look at your calendar. You got a Pine City stage to rob.
They already done that.
Well, wait a couple months to do it again. They recover and you rob them again.
Oh,
Seamus was so sad. He was like, I didn't want him to shoot him, but he shouldn't have laid down the gun either. That was dumb. Don't need a telescope to see that. Whoosh. Kapow! Just make sound effects.
The thing about us making sound effects is that we could actually be a little out of sync from people that have unpaused it.
Well, then they'll fix it.
Maybe not the most accurate time.
They'll be able to fix it.
Oh yeah, we're almost at the end of the movie though.
And that he just punched him. He just landed on a gravestone. Just narrating what happens. The worst practice. Here we go.
I mean, I've tried to say random things to, like, read random things.
The best manure joke. Because his full body is in a pile of nice, fresh, green manure. It's almost as bad as that Tabasco juice that the guy made. We gotta go organize the calendar! Buford jail time. 2 weeks. I think the horses are gonna win that one.
That part about for robbing the Pine City stage. He said Pine City stage when they cut away.
Yeah.
And really, it's just an alternate scene where it doesn't cut away. The guy actually says for killing whoever.
For killing
Killing the sheriff.
Yep. But not the deputy. Yeah, you Scottish dork.
Goodbye, Mr. Eastwood.
Maybe you could...
I can't do it either.
Mr. Ace... yeah, I'm not even going to try anymore. Oh my goodness, a refrigerator! Where did he get so many AA batteries? Here we go. The train heist part of the movie.
Yep.
It's a Western. You gotta have
But
that.
the weirdest reason to steal the train when they explain it. It's a science experiment.
We've got to rob the Pine City stage. They've just been robbed. How dare you?
Twice.
You can't rob them. They're out. They ran out of money. Don't scrape your leg. It's a bad cut.
Stable.
Gotta go back for your hat. Good thing she's not Indiana Jones. That would have derailed this whole thing. That's a funny pun. Man, if they were as clumsy as me, they'd be dead. Like, you just trip and fall off a train. I wouldn't have even jumped like that. I would have just walked to the edge and, like, stepped over.
Just kind of hopped. Yeah.
I mean, something more like that, yeah. Yeah, that smoke's that's gonna mess up your lungs.
I don't know why they put on masks because, I mean, the masks are to hide your face. But if you're gonna go to the future, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
You look like those two guys earlier wearing the same clothes. But I don't know, because all I can see is your eyes.
Hey, wasn't I telling you earlier that you had to get the...
Now, before you steal this train, make sure you get the fires hotter than the blazes and damnation of hell itself. Or else you won't be able to do your science experiment. Make sure to follow the train robber's instructions very, very closely. Train looks kind of modern.
I mean, most of the time when they steal a train, the valuable stuff goes with it. So they were very considerate at like letting whatever cargo stay there.
Yeah. Don't want to mess up the economy in the past.
Yeah, yeah. Except now they're down one train.
Yeah, very considerate. They blew up a train. I mean, they had to, but
131.
maybe if they ever left Hill Valley, they could find some more useful resources. But they never do that.
All right.
We time travel.
Here's 3 rolls of yarn.
I like how they time travel, but they never space travel. They never go anywhere. I want to see the future of my town. Oh, yeah. That guy's family still runs the car store. Oh, yeah, there's still a cafe there. Oh, now it's a bar. Horse is pretty fast. I don't know how far away these things are. I have no idea. Could actually be the really slow horse. Like his house is just on the other side of that tree. They are now.
I don't know why we didn't do that earlier.
Did we fix them, or are we just gonna travel back in time further? Because that could be problematic.
Yeah.
Imagine if they messed it up and they just travel back to earlier, like in the week. Just took them back to that same day. Also, they've made walkie-talkies and no one talks about it. And in fact, I've only really just noticed it. Have you ever noticed that they have walkie-talkies?
Yeah, they used them a little bit earlier in the movie.
When?
I mean they first turned them on. Hey, they still work, Doc. The giant batteries though. I guess it's nothing.
I don't even know if I believe that you could hear her. I saw Christopher working the other day, and I tried to yell at him across the road while I was driving past, and he couldn't hear me, and I was shouting at the top of my lungs. And there was nothing going on in between us. So how is he supposed to hear her over a train?
Yeah. The one thing that is coming up before it even gets to 88 miles per hour, it makes them go so fast that like she is hanging onto a bar and her legs are behind up in the air.
And all of her weight is caught on her clothing.
That should have been faster than an 88.
Yeah. Is it?
Well, I mean, you can be driving 80 miles an hour down the highway. You're not going to be like hanging on for dear life.
I never get outside of the car while it's going 88 miles an hour.
But that's not how it's going to work.
I think if I was hanging off the side of a car and it was 50 miles an hour, that'd be pretty fast.
It would be pretty fast, but your legs are not going to be hanging out like that.
Well. Stupid Doc's girlfriend. We need to stop having girlfriends. My girlfriend ruined the whole last movie. Now Doc's got a stupid girlfriend? Ugh.
Actually, it wasn't the girlfriend's fault. The police took her to her home.
Yeah, but they're like, the second they put her in the car, they're like, oh, we got to put her to sleep. She's too annoying, asking too many questions. And then they left her in an alley. They couldn't even leave her in the car.
Why didn't they just keep her in the car?
She'll be safe on these boxes. I don't think it's the actual speed that knocks her down. It's the explosion when it hits the final fuel log. It's going pretty. It's building speed pretty quickly.
Yeah. Now here's what I'm talking about.
They're going 73 miles an hour, 74. And then that happens. That'll knock you off a train. I mean, it did that to the car. It's going to knock her off the train. I'm surprised either one of them is still alive.
I was thinking their bodies were more vertical than that. So I was misremembering this.
Pretty vertical.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good.
So that's I'm gonna say it's more accurate than I remember.
It's funny because in that front-facing shot, it looked like they were going slower than they are.
All right, there's one chance to catch this.
Boink. Then Marty falls out of the car and they're all dead. You know, you don't matter because you would have died anyway.
It's a cool thing to think about. But then they still wouldn't have named the ravine after her because she didn't die in a ravine.
This is the dead body train robbery road path. Watch out.
For a second, they're still going this, like, he's going faster than the train.
Why doesn't he get in? They were going parallel and at the same speed. I don't know how he was even riding the hoverboard.
And faster.
I don't even know how he was riding the hoverboard that fast because it didn't have enough power. Like, he just goes away. Like, there you go. And then somehow Doc recovers this train. I assume it's the same train. But, I mean, that's gone, right? Like,
yeah, that's completely
literally
total.
The wood container just, like, opened up.
Whoa.
Oh, they had some fireworks at the bottom of the train as well. Ready to go.
That or, George Lucas had...
Michael Bay directed that shot.
Put some extra special effects.
The
explosions
smoke,
after
the smoke
this.
fade into 1985 is pretty cool, though.
Now it's called Eastwood Ravine.
Because they're like, yeah, it was Eastwood that stole the train. I saw him. He looked exactly like the guy who asked me about the train like a couple of days ago.
But no bodies were found.
Yeah, they would have been charred and in pieces.
Hey, don't worry about me. I'm just passing through, guys. In a weird looking DeLorean.
Yep, get out.
Yep, it's right there.
Rated G.
Hurry up. Well, it's destroyed.
Just like he always wanted.
And it didn't even derail the real train.
The train didn't even notice or try to stop. Cool, just blew up a car. Awesome. Is that how much damage a real train would do? Like, It would stop the train though, right?
No, I mean, even some small things are able to derail a train, though.
Yeah, so a huge car parked directly in the center of the road would.
If anything, it would have. I mean, because it's on wheels that match the track, it would have
Good, we
pushed it
can
backward.
fix it. We have the main parts. Just plug this into another car and it'll work. It's a time machine.
Yeah.
Probably don't just leave the flux capacitor lying around. Someone could probably make another time machine. That would be bad.
He's already on edge because it's the same guy.
His alpha dog nature is buried beneath that like mousy sort of guy. Still dormant beneath. Just waiting for a DeLorean to fly through the sky and he'll snap out of it. Check the ravine. That's what I would say. Thanks, Biff. Do you like my school play outfit?
That's what I would have said. I think
I'm in the play.
I was in the school play.
On a Saturday.
I didn't tell you about it. No, it was good. It was good. I made an A. Got an A extra credit.
Yeah, isn't this a Wednesday or something?
No, it's the same day. It's a Saturday.
Is it really, though?
It should have been a Saturday.
Because didn't Doc call him in the first movie on like a Tuesday night?
I honestly don't remember.
I don't know why I'm connecting this like 30 years later, but it just feels like it's a Wednesday or something.
Yeah. You don't know who you're kissing. Like, if you open your eyes, make sure. Okay. That could have been just
that
a
was
weird...
a good kiss. I thought you were Clint Eastwood in my dreams.
I mean, that could have been a complete stranger. Just walked up from the street. Hey, there's a sleeping girl. I'm going to go kiss her.
It's like she's been asleep there for years. Is that better? Did he just... I don't think he made it any better. It could sound hopeful, or it could sound like he knows what's going to happen.
But in truth, like, when you watched part 2, like the sign is all tagged up. It looks run down. It looks like a terrible place to live.
It didn't look great, but are you sure you're not confusing it with like the other alternate 1985?
Maybe.
Because that one was really bad.
I could be wrong.
Hillsdale didn't look great.
Okay, I know you're intense. Keep your intensity in Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Wait. So yeah, Flea is in Red Hot Chili Peppers, right?
Yeah.
So that is another artist that was in Back to the Future too.
Yeah.
That's 3 in a row.
Yeah, he wasn't. I forgot about that. He's Needles, and he was in 2.
And he almost hit a Rolls Royce.
Right. So now I'm not fired. Now I can continue working for Cusco.
Costco?
No, it's Cusco.
Oh. Costco? You said that weird.
Not Costco. Cusco.
Also, pick up all this time travel stuff and hide it. Scientists will figure this out. Science cowboys will come, and they'll figure it out. They'll lasso up the answer to time travel.
Science cowboys.
The scariest kind.
September 5th,
Oh, my favorite month, September. It's a good thing that he can hack into train systems from from whatever time zone he's in.
Yeah.
And make all the things go down. Or else he could just run into cars. And as we know, that's pretty bad. We've already seen it happen once.
Okay, this is the weirdest part of the movie, hands down.
The very end, yeah.
That kid right there. Watch
He's so
him.
creepy.
Just watch him. And what is he doing with his finger? You just gotta watch him. Just watch him.
He's being a fiddly kid. Dog Brown is a terrible friend, by the way. He literally didn't check in on Marty at all.
All right, watch.
Can you even see it?
Yeah, you can. I don't know the timing of where it really is.
I lost mine. It says September now.
Not only does he look like a weird, creepy little
child of the
Scut
corn.
Farkas. What is he doing?
Come here.
What is he doing?
Come here.
And then he points.
Come here.
You see his finger.
Look. Come here. He wasn't pointing with his finger. He was like, come here. Doc literally.
I just can't believe they left that shot in.
I don't know how long it took him to develop the time machine, but it's already done. He's already been to the future. He makes that clear in a second. He's got all these big magnets and stuff. But,
Besides, it would look weird if I just flew in with a giant train.
But yeah.
But I did anyway, and
he's clearly had time to develop this, and it's just now that he's thought of Marty enough to go see him. I know it's only been moments for Marty, but that makes him a bad friend. He's just abandoned his friend for all these years, and now he's worried about him after he's had kids and a family and developed a whole new, way cooler time travel machine. And it's like...
Was it really? I think the train looks worse.
Maybe it looks worse, but it wouldn't now if they did it again.
So, well.
Oh yeah, the ZZ Top.
The ZZ Top music says that we're done with this movie.
So here's the part where you fade out our audio so that it sounds cool when they're listening to it.
Yeah. Or we could just keep on talking and ruin the song.
Yeah, we're gonna ruin this whole song.
No, we're not.
That's our plan.
We're not gonna continue. We're gonna
ruin it.
No. No. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Another movie sync.
See ya.
Check the tap for more.